So guys, I've been doing some crafting, getting ready for a draconic reactor. We've got the pieces here, but I'm afraid we don't have time, or at least I'd like to have a whole video dedicated to just setting that up. So what I'd like to do with my last couple minutes here is to go around and take a look at the stuff that I've done on the server. Since we talked about the server is wrapping up, I'd like to show you my stuff, and then after the reactor video, not like on the same video but like another one after that, I would like to show off the server of people's bases and things that they've done, or at least things that I know about, because there are a lot of, I won't say secretive, but things that people have built that I just don't know where they are. Okay, so this is spawn. Here we go. This is where we all started. We had to stay here for 2 weeks, I believe it was, which I think actually was a great policy, because look at all the stuff, and I know you've seen this before, but look at all the stuff that was built here in the 2 weeks, and even a little bit afterwards also. It just, I hope that this is something that we do for the next server. I just like how we came together as a community, because after the 2 weeks everybody went off to their separate bases and started doing their own thing. And I understand, because just with everything that was going on here, it gets a little heavy on the frames. Okay, so my first house that I built, and I didn't do very much in it, this is from the Lemony Snicket's movie, and I don't know how many times I said that when I first made it, and Thor was having trouble remembering what it was called. But oh, we got some friends up here, and see, that's what I was talking about with the frames. This is Thor's first mob spawner on the server. Anyways, so here's our house. Let's go in and take a quick look, get inside before our friend, there we go, before our friend. So I just have a little bit of storage here. You know, I never learned how to use this, and I know the dragon spent a long time getting it, and I apologize. I always meant to get into bees, but I didn't. But yeah, so let's go up to the next couple floors. This is just a regular floor. I was planning on putting, I don't know, whatever in storage, and you know, an observation room. So let's go back down. There we go. And then see if I can get out of here without blowing up anything. Oh, they're gone. They despawned. This is the prank that Grok pulled on myself and a bunch of other people on the server, and then we had to get him back. Okay, so I want to show you something. This isn't mine, but he didn't show it in his farewell video, so I have to show it. Okay, right here it says, do not dig beyond here. I don't know if anybody has ever dug beyond here, and I'm not going to dig, because that doesn't count as digging, right? That's magic, and besides, it fills itself back in. So I think it counts as I didn't dig, right? And then you get, really? I'd said never dig here. So I wonder what's beyond this. Let's take a look. Anything? No, nothing. Alright, let's get out of here. Okay, let's see here. We've got our little hole over here. This was my first, okay, so I built that house, but this is really did most of my stuff. Mainly because I didn't feel like going up and down and up and down. So I just put, after I moved out, I just put some of my old tools back here, and the first Endergen setup that I did on this, no, this isn't the first one. No, that thing outside is the first one. I'll show you that too. But anyways, and then this is my mine shaft. I came down here because I like to, oh, I forgot about this storage. Do I have stuff in here? No, I just put a bunch of, oh, I do. Just in that one. No, here's some. Ooh, supplies. Okay, I did that mainly because I like going up in my, not mine, but this slime block elevator system. Okay, and then this is where they had the glider jumper at first, so I put one here also just to make it easier to get up, but it still wasn't easy enough to me or for me to use this all the time to get to my house over there. Okay. The next thing I did, no, that's not in order. I made a tree farm so we can have lots of oak for all of our coal needs. I originally had the forestry tree farm over here somewhere, and then we moved it over here so we can decorate it out a little bit. And some of us got together and built this. I didn't do so much the aesthetics. When it was being built, I went underground, and let's go ahead and turn it on while we're here. I went underground. Where's it at? Here it is. And built the mechanics of it, I guess you can say. Okay, so this will heat up. It'll heat up and then power it and get it going. How it works is, you know, it pulls out wood and it goes in there and then all the different places, and that would be a whole nother episode to actually explain everything to you, where this is a tour, not an explanation of everything of how it works. And then, you know, that's a little secondary supply of power, and then these are all generators. They make power too. You got to flip them on and they warm up and they get going. And I've not used forestry before this pack, which, you know, it's a really cool thing about the evolved pack, and I hope there are more evolved packs that it forces you to use different things. So I think I really like the forestry tree farm. It's just that you got to keep it full of dirt and fertilizer. The fertilizer can be easy because that appetite is everywhere. Did I say it right? I don't know. And but the dirt, it eats up dirt like nothing else, so you'd have to find something. Where is that spider? Oh, that's right, it was down in that cave I briefly looked at. Okay, and then our first flight on the server for us and some other people was the biofuel jetpack from IC2. I'm looking at the map up there. I keep seeing mobs. Okay, so then I set up a community refuel station, and it takes the saplings and it turns it into chaff, and then it turns the chaff into biomass, and then turns the biomass into biogas, and then the biogas gets pumped into these tanks so that we have some on reserve, and then pumped into the canning machine, and then this is where you put in your jetpack and it fuels up. And then also put a little MFE here to kind of power some stuff, and if anybody had any MFE worthy contraptions that they needed to power up, they can use it too. But I think that is all that we did on this server. I did set up a robot over here to auto harvest. Where's the robot? Huh. I did have a robot over here, and it would go around and it would auto harvest and keep everything full, so you can see the frames. And then it would keep our area full in here. Dragon built most of this. I'd just say all of it, and then Thor helped him with the auto cheeseburger deluxe making thing. And then after one of the updates, it broke, and then I went through and I fixed it so it was working again. And then I even added so that you can get community burgers with a community ender chest here. All you have to do is use this. But shortly after that, we were having a lot of tick problems, and we had to shut it off, so it really didn't get used. I mean, you can tell that a lot of it, I think this number was up to 70 something, so people used it. I don't know if they set up another chest in their own base or if they just came by and used it, but people used it. This right here was just me messing around since nobody was really over here anymore. My nourishment thing, it's at 99 right now, so it's not gonna work. But if you eat these, and probably not just these, this is just what I was like trying to make when I was making the pineapple upside down cake for that one blue heart that you see down there. But if you eat these as your food, or at least let your nourishment ball eat it, it will get the saturation up above 100 before it gets to 99 food. So if you're playing Thaumcraft and you get the nourishment ball and you're in whatever version, then eat this fruit from Pam's Harvest Craft, and then you'll be able to max out how much food your nourishment ball has. Okay, now here is another Endergen system. I wanted it to look cool, I didn't want it to be like the most, I mean, it's as efficient as any of the others that I make. It's just that I spread out some of the wires and I use the immersive integration pieces here to like move the redstone signal around. I thought that they were really cool. I really wanted to use it for this build, and got it to work. That's a 40-minute long video if you care to watch that one. But I think that that is it on spawn. I think we're ready to go to my jungle area. So if we go hop over there. So here we are. This is the first thing that I built in the jungle area. Cool little tower. I flew around talking about how I didn't want to mess up the jungle, and I didn't want to take down all the trees, and I just wanted to put buildings here and there, which I had visions of having more than this, but it's cool, I guess. At least we didn't take down a bunch of trees. I started to do a path, but I never finished on that. So we've got the tower. What's inside the tower? Up here we just have some magic thing from Thaumcraft, some dialing device, and then this is what helps me move back and forth from my nuclear base. And then on the bottom, we messed around with botany mod a little bit to get this kind of dirt. On the bottom here, this is where we have our fortune machine. See, there's a builder block there. There's another builder block over here. One of them builds and the other one fortunes. So let's go ahead and give a demonstration. Let's do emeralds, right? Now let me show you how awesome this is if you didn't catch the episode. I'm going to throw in, can I get them all? No, I can't get them all. Let's do, because I really want to, I don't even have space in here. Okay, a near chest full, missing 3 stacks, and I'll show you how fast this thing will fortune. Like, it is super fast. Watch this. Okay. Fortuned. A full chest, almost, nearly full chest. So, RF Tools, everybody. Take your hats off to them. RF Tools. Okay, so then we want to play around with the draconic evolution portals, and the particles are still amazing. I like how that looks. So you go inside. This is my auto crafting area. Auto crafting, storage, the stuff that I didn't want to build an aesthetic build for because it would just take up so much room. And you see the floor chipping away. It's not because it's like a graphical glitch. It's just because when you get so far away, the shield turns off, and then when you come back, it turns back on. Right here is a player detector, and it has a 20 block range. So it's hidden, and then here's the shield, so you can turn that on and off. Alright, I was having Endermen come down here and bother me, and that's why I put the shield, and plus a lot of... Oh, when I dug this thing out, it was super dark and had lots of bad guys spawning. But then it was still super dark even after I put this in, so I put all the glowstone on the floor, and then I didn't have any mob spawn, so it's like now the shield doesn't... I don't really need it anymore, and it takes up a little over 2,000 RF a tick to maintain this floor while I'm here. But when I'm not here, it doesn't use up any power because it turns off. See. All right, so I built when I started needing lots and lots of power. Mainly when I built the mining laser. I built this contraption. It's not anything special compared to all the rest of the Endergen setups that I do. It's the same one. It's just repeated 16 times. Yeah, 16 times. And I have them separated by a piece of glass here. And then they keep these energy cells full and feeding into my power network. So it just looks really awesome. I think it does, like, each setup does like around 16,000 RF a tick. So that times 16, I guess. What is that? 100 and why can't... Well, I don't have my calculator. Okay, anyways. Alright, so then we got the laser set up and all that. I've actually got it autocraft, like you see the pipes, everything underneath. It's on autocraft. Then we've got the logistics pipes autocraft here, over here. And then we've messed around with the logistics robots once we figured out how to use them, and somebody told me how to use them. So then I had them trading with these guys and making wood for me to make crafting tables for the hungry node. Okay, and then I think that's pretty much it. And we've got our yeah. I think you can pretty much see everything that's in this room. So let's go back to our tower. So once we had the tower, I wanted to start to decorate it out a little bit. Not the tower, but the jungle here. So we built this pillar, and we used the RF Tools builder to get the random designs here, and we used DecoCraft to get the cool bridge, and then came around, and then we built our house, and this is what I call my workshop. Go inside, and you've seen me here a couple times. You know, it's got everything that you would need almost to craft everything that you would need almost. And then you got a couple things in the ceiling, you know, more machines and stuff up here, which I've moved around and stuff, you know, as needed. Okay, and then you come out here, and then you go on down here, the unfinished path, and then you got my smelting area back when smelting was a little bit more important. You still use it for a few things, but not so much anymore. Yeah. And let's see, I'm trying to think of what I did first and all that. I used the RF Tools builder again. I use the RF Tools builder a lot on this pack. I used it to snag one of these comets, meteors, asteroids from, you know what, let's settle this debate right now. It is whatever the mod maker says it is. How about that? So if we go down here to the bottom, I think that there's a comet. It's a comet. So we snagged one of these comets with the builder block, and we moved it over, and it took me a heck of a long time, and I still don't know why it worked the way that it worked, because like when you did it the way it was supposed to be, it wasn't going, but then like I turned off the redstone signal, so it was not supposed to be working, but then it started actually pulling the stuff over. So I'm just glad it worked in the end regardless. Irregardless. And then we put the laser drill inside. I've got my foci here. This is back when I wanted the emeralds for whatever. And then the cyan for the quartz when or the Certus quartz when I started getting into applied energistics, and then, you know, just some, you've seen this. Alright, and over here is where we had our tree farm, but I've since tore it down because the lumberjack robots were a headache. So I switched from the oak to the birch because I thought that maybe it wouldn't create such a clutter, but it still did. Those lumberjacks, they still got caught inside. And then I have apples and leaves and everything, and a few other leftover items, and after I tore it down and stuff, I just planted a few trees. Okay, let's see here. I'm trying to decide, was this next or was that next? I think the spawner was next. Okay, so then we built, get back up in the air. I don't think I ever showed this off. I think it's something I just kind of did on the side, but it was so I can get some seeds for, oh, the pineapple upside down cake. I needed certain seeds, like well, the cherry seeds and walnut and all that kind of stuff to get the pineapple, and so it wasn't anything special. It's just a block. But the spawners here, it started off as just this building, and I added some stuff underneath that we'll go look at. The floor is made out of shield blocks, so you can't tear it up if you wanted to. And then there's just glass here so that they don't wander around. And then I put the ineffable glass so that some of the more dangerous mobs that I have on one of these other spawners, they couldn't get me through the glass while I was like over here and getting supplies. So let's see, what kind of spawners do we have besides the ender minis? We have the, does it say on there? Cultist, the cleric, the cultist, and then we have the knight, and we also had Pex and the Eldritch Guardian. So we can get those things also. So we can get all the beans and stuff like that. And just a few items that we don't have anymore. Oh, the sewer. That was to collect the experience for experience farm that we needed to kill the chaos dragon. Okay, so lots of Dawn-craft goodies here. And then we'll go underneath just to show off what I was doing. This is the collection point. I really like this Ender controller from Extra Utilities. I hope that I get to play with that in the new version too. And then collects the stuff and sends it to the Ender tank that sends it off to another experience collection point over in the shower. Here we go. So I had the when it was collecting essence and not XP back behind here. Let's see if we can get back behind there. There we go. Okay. It would fill this tank up with essence, and then this tank was auto-filled with bottles, and then those would both go into here to combine to make experience bottles. And then I had it on where, like you can see the transmitter and stuff back there. I had it set up so that you could stand on this, and so you'll hear the ticking. And then it feeds into the dispenser, and then it throws it down and gives you the shower of experience. And then here's just a little tank because, oh, this tank is from over there under the spawner. Like when it started collecting liquid XP instead of essence, then I just had this feeding into my experience obelisk, and I will show that to you in a little bit when we get to that spot, because it's actually still doing something for no reason, because we're not going to use it, but just because I can. Alright, so then this is my ore processing room and auto crafting room. Auto crafting for the overclockers. I'm not going to pull it up. I'll just look inside one of the machines. One of these overclockers. So I got those on auto craft. You know, it sends the thing, macerates the lapis or whatever else it needs to, and then sends over here to make coolant and different stuff. Okay, and then over in the auto crafting base, they feed into the ender chest, which Steve's factory manager pulls out and then puts them in the appropriate things, whether or not I'm making, making plates or wire or whatever can be compressed, like dense iron for different frames and stuff like that. And then I also have where it'll just put ore inside this chest here, and it'll pull it out and then pulverize it and then smelt it and then send it back into my system. So yep, I spent a lot of time down here, and then once I had it all set, I like stood here and just watched it go through all my ore. So I haven't run a quarry in a long time, ever since I set up the miner, even though it's like one ore per 30 seconds or whatever it seems like to be. It seems to be enough, and I think it's just because it's a server and it's on all the time, so all the time that I'm not here, it's getting all that ore. Okay, and then I just have a peaceful module here and RF tools environmental controller so that I can get no mob spawns in a 200 block diameter, 100 radius. Okay, let's see everything up here. I've got the power ball. Oh, over here. Let's go over here. Oh, my wither chamber. You saw me working on this a little bit earlier, and I wish I would have done a tour of it first so you can kind of see how it works. So you'll have to watch that video to see how it works. I never rebuilt it. Like I said before, I like the ruins look that I had a accident here. I even had a creeper sneak up on me and blow up this part here. But now it works. I've successfully done 30 withers in here at one time. In fact, no, I showed it earlier in the video. Yeah, so don't do it again. This is the next day. That's why it's a little weird for me. Okay, so here is just a decorative piece here, but at the bottom I have a portal that goes to my IC2 area. So we'll go inside, put the little sign here because Ren and Link came in and got stuck. I love that. Love that. Got stuck, so I had to insert this thing, and here's what I was talking about before, that if you click on this, then it gets you back to the tower. See, where is it? There it is. That thing, it helps you get back and forth. So besides taking the tunnel portal thing, you can use the button too to get back over here. So then I wanted to get into IC2 stuff because I thought I would need it and in fact, I never used it. As far as like the reactors and stuff, and it made plenty of supplies for me. I even had to move some over here into this chest so they would keep working. It made plenty of supplies for me. I think we're filled with something. I don't know. Is this chest empty? Yeah, it is empty. It was full of. It got backed up until I moved the big uranium over here. Okay, so it auto makes plutonium, and plutonium. I don't remember what it is that you make. I think it's like you make some mocks or some pellets, and oh, you use it to make iridium. Yeah, but I found some iridium in some dungeon somewhere. So instead of making it over and over again, I set up this replicator room, and that's what I used instead of using all the fuel over there. Oh, pardon me, a yawn. Okay, so we use Steve's Factory Manager in here initially to take the cobble from this chest, and then it moves it over to here. And these pipes weren't here, so I was using Steve's Factory Manager. This is actually a Steve's Factory Manager block, even though it says brick, it's not. So the Steve's Factory Manager inventory blocks go all the way around. Anyway, so it would move the cobble into the recyclers. The recyclers would make scrap with it, as you can see that it is doing. And then it would move the scrap over here, and then I have it auto-crafted to put the scrap together to make the scrap box. I always thought they were called like recycle boxes or something. Yeah. So this one's not getting full. I don't know why this one isn't getting full. You know, it was working before where all of them were getting full, but I don't know now. So it does this thing, and then the it takes the UU matter out and puts it inside the replicator. And then when the replicator makes something, it puts it inside this chest, which overnight, this is how many of these solar things that I got. So let's put those in our inventory. I also dipped into Razghul's and Nonsanity's UU matter worlds when they had them, and filled these up with UU matter. It kind of helped out with getting a bunch of the iridium and some of the solar things. I have I think 3 of those ultimate solar panels somewhere, and I'll just go ahead and glaze over them so you can see them. Not at the moment. Let's cover our base right now. Okay, and you can see Grok's gift right there. I think we are ready to go down into the magic area where we spent a lot of our late game time. And here we are. So this is where I set up my gear processor area. Let's go ahead and just put some gears in there. Let's just do iron. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then while that is being got, then let's see, solar, still 22. When you get to 32,768, then I like to make another ultimate. I don't like having these other guys laying around. Okay, there we go, and then you put that inside there, and I think I just have a let's get the blink. There we go. Get inside. Oh, sorry about that. I forgot about that cow. But okay, and then I just have the node that transfers it to the belt, and then the belt goes. I totally missed it. Dang it. But it comes around, gets stamped, and then goes around the edge and then into there. What happened there is that there's an upgrade on this wand. Can I see it? Yeah, you can see at the top left there, Hellfire. Yeah, that makes it so that when you land someplace after teleporting, you don't visually see it really, but it sets all the mobs on fire that's around it. So sorry about that. Okay. Yep, that's the one I want. Alright, so then that's that. Oh, and I had a Gears McGee in there tending to it, but it got he got killed somehow, or escaped, or left, maybe quit on the job. So we've got our Thaumcraft area back here. This is where it first started with the magic. I just dug out this little hole and put some books in, and did a bunch of research, you know, all that, and I built this. I didn't really use this too much. I think I built this and I used it once, and I was like, no, I gotta get something better, and that's where I got the mob farm for the pecs. Maybe that's where it all came from. I don't know, but nothing is up here. I've got my huge node that used to be a hungry node, and I've got like really cool blocks. I wish I would have used this more from the outer lands. And then back here we had our first node that we were bullying up, and I blocked it because it was fighting with the big node for power. That's where we enchant all of our focus. I have this guy here for moving nodes around, and then a couple of the armors that I used in our adventures, and then that's just another access point to the logistic system. Back over this way we set up an enchanting area, which I think is probably one of the best enchanting things in the game. I never tried the Botania enchanting process. I really wanted to, but I didn't get into it, so maybe in the future. And then you put your item you want to enchant, and then your wand. And can we enchant? No, we can't. We can't enchant this. Can we enchant any of this? Ooh, we can enchant our... Really? We can enchant our sleeping bag and put like thorns on our sleeping bag? I had no idea. What about any... If we can... No, there's nothing to enchant there. Okay, anyways, let's get on. Let's get on with this. Alright, and then you come back here, and this is where we had our alchemic furnace at first, but then I wanted to try out these Thaumcraft plants, and it turned out to be a bust because in this pack you only have the air plant. You can't do anything with it. This is where we had our jars with all of our essentia at first, but then we moved on to something better, so it's just a room that's not used anymore. Okay, and then down here is our infusion with the Crazy 8. And we just did this last episode where we put those, I forgot what they're called already. They pull things to them. Okay, and then we have our room here where we cook stuff up. Our little lab, yeah. And then all of our essentia inside there, and I use this to repair stuff. You know, one of the best baubles I've used, I'm going to have to say, is this Talisman of Remedium. And it takes off the effects, like bad status effects. Like, it's probably, let me take a look at it real quick. Yeah, it's probably most useful out of all four of those that I've used. I like it even much, you know, more, I like it better than the, what was it called? The runic shielding that I did. Just seems like the benefits outweigh the benefits of the other one. Okay, what else? I was gonna do the flyby. I can show you where I did some of my fighting and stuff. Oh, there's my botany testing grounds right there. Over here, Link and Ren were gonna set up their butterfly area right here, and they didn't know that I lived like right there, so they tore it all up. They didn't want to be my neighbors. So that's where I do some of the binding rituals. This is where I fight the Gia or Gaia, or however you want to say that. And this is my pool where I wash my feet. And over here, where I was getting my wood for the hungry node. There we go, right over here. This is where I was getting the wood. I was growing those huge redwood trees from Biomes O Plenty, I think. Yeah, is it the Natura ones, or is it the, I don't know, whatever ones. You know, the huge trees. This is where I was doing it, and then I had a quarry set up over here, and it would tear down the trees for me. That's that. I found a double spider spawner right next to each other, like within 5 blocks of each other. It's pretty cool, but I never used that. I thought I would need it for like spider eyes. Oh, I was coming over this way because my auto crafting storage area is right underneath this, and this is where I put the loaders and where I put the ultimate things that I was talking about. Okay, and since we were showing off secret areas like that where I built underground mainly, let's go and take a look at the IC2 area above it. It's a little bit easier for me to find. Oh, I didn't look at this. Okay, this is before I made the Ender mini farm. I thought that this would be okay, but it's way too slow for the Ender gens. You see it pulled everything. Yeah, I still have fertilizer and everything, so you know, it harvests these things. I mean, it's quick for like regular uses, but it's slow for the Endergen uses, if that makes sense. Okay, this episode is probably running long because of all the stuff I did at first, but that's okay. Tours are fun. Now if I can find, here it is, the magic forest. Nope, no, go around the mountain. I think I passed it up. Is this it? Yeah, I see it. Okay. Okay. My terrain loads a lot slower from when I was on Windows 8. Now that I'm on Windows 10, like this would have all been loaded by now. Really not happy about the whole Windows 10 thing. So underneath here is the IC2 area, and I outlined it with glowstone so that if I got digging too far in one direction, I hit glowstone, I would know to turn back, and it's all loaded by this one loader. It's a similar thing as what I did over in the auto crafting area. I just put it all in a 3x3 chunk area, and then I would know that it was all loaded with just one loader. Okay, so back over the magic area because I just glossed over a bunch of stuff. That way was the Thaumcraft land. The Thaumcraft over here is, there's nothing up that way, is to the blood magic area, and it's just we played around with some spells, and we've got some stuff over here. I made some bound armor that I didn't like too much, mainly because it didn't fly and I couldn't enchant it with soulbound. Okay, and then that's all that, and we're using the ritual of sacrifice, or well of suffering, and the ritual of regeneration to keep these guys alive and keep my blood full. Okay, and then back around to the other side, we'll look down on this end to the witchery area. Excuse me. Okay, so witchery area. It's just basic. I didn't do too much with it. Like, I did enough to get what I wanted, but I really should have done more, and I really wanted to do more, but I didn't. But that's all that is. We'll have to take a look at the dream world too. Over here is Botania, and my source of mana, main source of mana, was from the food. I got the idea from watching Grok's video with he was dropping meat down, so I started dropping these gelatinous slime drops down. So what happens is you use the Nicole method to get slimes, see, and then it comes down here, and then they turn into slimes either on the way or when they get down here, and this is actually more shield block, and there's a collector down underneath to collect the slime balls, and then they get put onto the racks. Let's look back here. They get put onto the racks, and then they get pulled off the racks when they turn into the slime drops, and then into here, which is then fed into an ender chest, which goes up to there, and there's a timer that will count a certain amount of time, and then we'll drop the food down onto the plants, and then the plants will give me lots of stuff. Oh, this is the new thing I was telling you about, and it looks like it's getting full, so let's put that right back in there. Okay, so anything else to talk about in this area? I don't think so. Everything else is pretty normal. Okay, so I was talking about the experience. Look at that, really growing. Sweet. I was talking about the experience shower over on the other end. I ended up moving it over here. I took some of my plants here. Underneath I have the blood magic ritual of growing, so that these berries come back faster. And then these guys have the use core, so that they right click on things, and they're right clicking on the plants to make them harvest the berries, which get sucked into there, which get sucked into this chest, and then they get moved into the autonomous activators. I probably don't need 3 anymore, but I needed 3 when I had over 100,000 berries in here. And then it gets moved into the hopper and then fed into this, which gets me lots of experience. So if I want to fight the dragon, now I would have thousands. But this is after just a couple days going up to 1,000. So if we had like a month or so, like if I had done that before, then how much experience would we have then? So now I think that that is finally it for the magic area. Okay, so let's check our, this is the best way to see if I missed anywhere. I got nuclear spawn, tower, magic, spawner. This is just underneath the spawners. Block, this is where I just did do some testing. There's nothing set up there. And then the bedrock dimension, this is where we are going to be setting up the reactor next episode. Okay, there we go. So I dug this out in the bedrock dimension a little bit. I'm thinking that I'm going to need some more space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'm thinking I'll need to dig this down a little bit more to get more space for reactor. But I've got it all dug out. I've got the pieces. So we'll have to get it all together. This is where you spawn in when you come here. And that's how you get out, in case you're wondering. Then we'll jump up there, and we'll get pushed into the overworld, close to where the spawn in section, or the teleport in section is. I just picked an out of the way place. I didn't decorate it because, you know, server's coming to an end, but I wanted to make it easy to find in case anybody wanted to come down here. You just drop all the way down, and you are here, and then you jump up and you get out. So if you don't have your own teleporting device. Okay, so let's see here. If we're lucky, I want to do one more thing that I set up, because I didn't set anything up in the end. I didn't set anything up in the nether. Yeah. Or any of those portals. I did have a lava machine over in the lava age, but that got torn down because robots tick. Okay, so Grak already did his thing. He didn't show everything that he did. I don't know if it's he forgot or not, but he's got a little secret over here. Grak's witch farm. He didn't even show off his mob farm. Okay, so that's all farther. So then when this is on, it gets you a bunch of witch drops. So that's what we were filling our community witch drop storage with, and up there goes to maintenance hatches and stuff like that. So this is something that Grak did that he didn't show up. And then there's you know what, I think, yeah, the episode after the Draconic Reactor, I'm going to be going and trying to do a server tour, so we'll talk about other people's stuff then. Okay, so TDC moved out of his house way early, so I turned it into diamond storage. No, I turned it into a place where you can sleep, you know, sort of a sleeping den, and you can put your items inside here. Let's see if I've got any of these items that I need. Junk. Yep, here are. Brew of sleeping. Put our bag back. There we go. And then back into there. Now I don't think that I'm going to be able to fly because I don't. Yeah, so let's get it out. We want to do this. We want to do it right. We don't need the tainted ring. There we go. Okay, so if you want to go to the sleeping dimension or spirit dimension and not have bad dreams, then you have some of this liquid here. I forgot what it's called. And some wispy cotton from the spirit dimension, and a dream weaver. And if you sleep near it, then, or if you drink the brew sleeping near it, then you should go, or have a good chance of going to the dream dimension. I mean, the good spirit dimension. And I think we made it. I think I saw, ooh, they built it up with stairs a little bit. Okay, so I don't have my mana source. Oh no, we're having a nightmare. But at least I have my bobble on, so that I can fly. Let's look at us here. Oh, you can even see my sash that I have on, but it's not working because I don't have mana. So then there's an ender chest there. Do I have a sword? I don't have a sword. Oh, I move super slow. And then this is spawn, and over here I put down... I didn't grab an icy needle either. Darn it. I put down another ender chest and some supplies and even like a logistics setup in case I wanted to get any of my things. Just like this. Do I have any swords? I do have a sword. Ooh, and this is one that I've upgraded a little bit. Can I get it? There it is. Kill you. Yep, I know, right? And then over here I set up a kettle. And these wispy cotton, they're supposed to like spread when they're around this stuff. But I stayed and watched that, and that thing never spread. So I don't know how that works. Come on, I just want to get your meat. Right? Ooh, got a skeleton after me. So I think this is... Come over here. You little fiend. You ghoul. Where are you at? There you are. No. He respawned his life and everything, so... Oh wow, I wasn't losing any durability on this. I think I will keep this on this character. I guess not for any good reason, but I will. And I don't have... No, I do. I put some icy needles in the ender chest. So, let's go and get those. Here we go. Yep, there. Goodbye, you. And then we'll go back to the real world. And here we are. Okay. So I don't think that I missed anything. I hope that I didn't. I hope that you stayed around and watched it. I hope that the new server doesn't rain as much as this server rains. And yeah, so you guys have a great day. I'm going to sign off here, and we'll see you next time. Bye.